And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today is Monday. My name is Diane, and I'm bringing you episode one of Digital Beast Stories. And for this episode, I would like to share the story of someone who really inspired me. Despite his young age, he has been able to quit three jobs and now he is his own boss. So I'm so excited to share with you his struggles, pains, success, and what the business has brought him. So without much further ado, I'd like to bring in Franco.
Hi Dan, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Franco?
I'm good. I'm good. You're doing it from your page, right? I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm watching us as well. So
Oh, thank you. Yes, yes. That's our page, Mike and Diane, Five O Families. My husband
okay.
has joined me in the business. We are having fun doing this business together. So thank you
Awesome.
so much. And for those who are seeing us for the first time, can you please quickly introduce yourself?
Absolutely. So my name is Franco. I was born and raised in the Philippines, and I started working overseas at the age of 19. So I was very young, when I
Wow.
took the responsibility of being the breadwinner of the family. So I moved to the Maldives at the age of 19, and I was part of the pre-opening team for a hotel there, which is called the Hilton. So I was in an island for about a year, and then I realized that it wasn't for me. So I went back home and
Yep.
took a vacation for about 2 months, and then I joined a cruise ship right afterwards. So I was working for a cruise ship for about 6 months, and then I realized it's not for me again. I went back home and joined a local hotel chain in Makati in the Philippines. So I stayed with the company for about 2.5 years, and then another opportunity came up for me, which is to
Yep.
work in Singapore. So I grabbed the opportunity, and from Singapore, I flew straight to Canada in 2013.
So how
And
young are you then?
fast forward to 2016, I was when I moved to where
Canada.
I was, if I can do my calculations right, I think I was 24 or 23. I
Wow.
can't exactly
That's really
remember.
young.
2013. Yeah, I think I was about that age or 25. And right afterwards, fast forward to 2016, I was part of the Fort McMurray wildfire. So I got displaced. I was unemployed for about 4 months, and I had to use my credit
4 months.
card in order for me to start again, from the scratch. And it was hard. And 2 years later, I found myself sitting on $27,000 debts in my credit card.
Wow.
And this business got presented to me, and it all changed from there. My life changed the moment when I took on the business.
Such an amazing story. You've started very young. How was that
Mm.
experience moving from one job to another, moving from one place to another at
I
such a
felt,
very young age?
yeah, I felt that I never got to enjoy my youth. If
Yeah.
I to go back during those times, but at the same time, I felt that life was teaching me, some lessons, and 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 right now at my age, I can't be more grateful that I actually went through those months, went through those challenges because I've learned a lot about life.
Exactly, exactly. And we can see that, I've heard your story before. And one amazing thing is that you're able to quit your job, three
Oh yeah,
jobs to none. And now I am interviewing Franco at his home in the Philippines. Congratulations on,
thank you,
finally
Diane.
earning that time freedom. So, for
Correct.
people to understand where you're
Mhm.
coming from, my first question would be, what were your pains and struggles before starting this business? You've started working very young, moving overseas and all that. Can you share your big struggles?
Right. First thing is, I've sacrificed a lot of time to be with the family, right? And I wasn't there during the special occasions, during the birthdays, Christmas, holidays, this kind of stuff. So, being a guy who was very young back then, I was longing to spend times with the family during those occasions.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest pain and struggles that I had back then. But I was strong enough because I knew back then that I had to provide for the family, and I realized that my parents were growing older, and to not be with them, especially when I'm sick, during those.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one of the biggest struggles that and pain, that I carry with me every time. And apart from that, working for three different companies when I moved to Canada, that was really tough as well. Can you imagine? I was only sleeping for about 3 to 4 hours a day, and I would be lucky enough if I would get a day off in a month. And
Wow.
that's basically the circle that I was going in, I was circling around that tunnel over and over again, and I felt that from the last 8 years, nothing was ever happening in my life when I
Mm.
went to Canada. Though I'm really grateful because Canada is a very generous country. People are very loving, very respectful. At the same time, I felt I need to fulfill something in terms of my personal career, and
Yes.
in terms of fulfilling the dreams of my family. And I felt I was running out of time because my parents are growing older, right? And until such time that I came to know about this business, and like what I mentioned earlier on, my life changed from there.
You change, yeah. And I can see that, I've been following Franco for a while now. In fact, since I started this business, I've been following you because I just love how you are providing for your parents. I can see how much you love them. You share
Thank you.
photos and videos with them, and it's very close to our heart. Us Filipinos, we love our parents, right? And
Keep going,
um,
yeah. Mhm.
I'm just so happy that right now you're spending all the time in the world with your family.
Right.
Now, you were in a really bad situation when you started this business. You mentioned earlier that you are 27,000 in
$1,000.
debt for
Yeah.
$27,000. My gosh. And yet you decided to start a business. You decided to have this online business.
Mhm.
There are a lot of businesses out there. Why did you decide on this one?
When I scrutinized everything, but just like so many others, I was very skeptical as well. When something is presented to you and it's new to you, tendencies are you're going to doubt it, right? That's human nature. And apart from that, you're going to do
Yes.
everything that you can to scrutinize and get more details about what is being presented to you. The thing is, when I realized that what sets this business apart from other businesses, those facts that the business owners are paying taxes to the government, and you'll never be able to register one like a business if you're not going to
Mm-hmm.
register it, legally. That's actually what made me jump into the business, because the first thing that I really wanted to be part of, in terms of businesses, are legal businesses, and
Exactly, exactly.
that's one thing that I did love the most about this. And apart from that, I was surrounded by inspiring people in our community, and that actually made me jump into the business. So the first thing that I actually looked at is the legitimacy, and that's what made me jump into the business.
Wow, you're right. You're right because a lot of people now think that when your business is based online, it could be a scam. But with the business, I'm really proud of this business because same as you, I have registered my business. We are all registered. This is a legal business. The legitimacy, I cannot fault this business. And apart from that, you also mentioned about the community. I couldn't be I was so happy when I realized that I would be able to find friends in this business
Right.
because a lot of times it's so easy to give up when you're doing a business by
Hello.
yourself,
Yeah,
right?
that's correct.
And so with this business, I did not only gain a way to live because this is flexible. I control my own time. I can
Mhm.
also spend it making friends with people from all over the globe. And I just love hearing people's stories. I think that's one of the reasons why now, as part of my business, I would love to share the real stories of the people behind the business. And again, I couldn't thank you enough for being here today. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. And I, since, like I said, I've been following you since the day I started, and I can see the results that you are getting from the business. And we are just so,
Mhm.
my husband and I, we are so inspired with what you are providing your family now because of this business. Can you share with us the biggest result or change that happened since you started your digital business?
You know what? Hello to our four viewers there. Hello, Inday, Rose, Rena, Charlie, Sharon. Hello. Um, you know what? All the first times in my life, especially in my family's life, all happened here in this business, and I consider all of them big results. But if I'm going to be talking about my personal results that I consider, the biggest result that I got from the business, probably the huge one, the biggest one, is when I was able to quit from all of my jobs because I never felt more human in my life. After
Mm-hmm.
quitting, not having to wake up to any alarm clocks, no bosses, no schedules, not having to brave the colds of the winters. And right now, I'm here back home on my 14-month vacation, all because
Wow, 14 months.
I took that leap of faith back in 2018. In terms of my family's life, I was able to build the house of my parents, which was only a dream. And back then, when I was still an employee, I knew that I would be able to put a house together for them, but it would take me
Mm-hmm.
about 10 to 15 years. And the question in my head all the time, that question that is running in my head all the time is that, are my parents going to be alive when that happened? So I
Yeah.
felt that I was running out of time. So
Mm-hmm.
right now, like what you mentioned earlier on, I'm here in one of the rooms that I built for my families, for my family, for my parents especially, their dream house, and I actually extended this project by constructing a swimming pool right next to our house as well, which is another gift that I give to my dad,
Given.
you know,
Yes,
and
yes.
so many first times. Our first road trip together, as a family, happened because of this business. My mom's first international trip happened all because of this business. The first iPhones of my siblings, they all got it because of this business. The first exclusive schools of my nieces and nephew all happened, they were able to get into those schools because of this business, and so much more, and so much more. And apart from that, I think one of the biggest results as well, as a mentor and a coach, is for me to be able to help a lot of people in my team to do the same. I've got I think 6 or 7 or 8 job creators in my
Wow.
team. Some of the people were able to quit from their part-time jobs and are now doing their full-time. Some of them are have quit from their full-time and just have a part-time job and are full-time business owners. So those are the results that are gratifying moments here in the business, and I take that with me every time I go to bed, and I couldn't thank God enough for using me as an instrument of blessings as well, not only for my family but for other people.
Right, right, right. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people think that this business is just about the money. It's just about what it can do to our lives. But for for most of us, we do this for our families. We do this for our friends. We do this for the people who have believed in us, and we
Right.
all want them to succeed. And that is just so amazing. You've done a lot. You've done so well in this business, and at such a
And
really young age, you are so blessed, and
thank you.
I'm
And
so glad that you took that leap of faith.
thank you. Diane, I forgot to mention as well, not only that we are able to help the people that we know, um, since I was so blessed with so many things in the business, I managed to bless other people as well through this business. And during, I'm from the south, right, in the Philippines. So when the Taal erupted it last year,
Yes.
I actually managed to help a lot of families as well through this business. And there's quite a few business owners who actually gave their pledges and also donated to the families, who were victimized by the eruption. And apart from that, I managed to donate 20 tablets and cell phones to
Yes, I
20
think
students,
I've seen that. Yeah, I saw that house.
which is
It's
amazing.
Yes, that's very inspirational. Like being able to help other people because
Mm,
I've been talking to a lot of migrants or OFWs, and they share their struggles when you're overseas. Sometimes the money that you're making is just enough for your family, and it's hard to help out. But with this business, we're able to bless other people as well, right?
mhm,
It gives us that flexibility to help other people and not thinking about if there's anything that would be left for our families. So
mhm.
you mentioned that you also built your parents' house. How long did it take?
I was I think I reached my 13 months in the business, and that's when I started, doing the construction. Though
Wow.
during my first 5 months, 6 months in the business, I actually purchased this land, where our house is standing right now, and I had the courage to actually, go on a full swing construction after a year of being a business owner. And
That's
it,
amazing.
it was just like how I did it for the business. I jumped right at it, with full faith that I'm going to come out successfully after that. So it's the same thought that I had for this house as well. Though I didn't have like the exact funds to actually
Hmm.
build it during that
I
time, but
guess the money just kept on coming.
yeah, because I knew that the business has got my back and it's going to support me, in terms of doing this construction. And I was never wrong. I always ask all the things that I wanted through prayers, and God has never failed me. So mm,
That's great. Okay, so oh my, sorry. We just want to say hi before we move on. We just want to say hi to the people who are watching us live, and for those who will be watching us on the replay, hello and thanks for tuning
thank
in.
you, everyone.
Hi, Kuya Nolly. We've
Hi,
got
Rose.
Kuya Nolly is in Canada at the moment. Hi, Rose. Rose is my mentor. Rose is my
Oh, thank
mentor.
you,
I've
Rose.
learned so much. I've learned so much from her. And hi, sis Charlie. And hi, Ate Rina. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, sis Sharon. Sis Sharon is also here. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm sure there'll be a lot more people who will be watching this and learning
Mm,
about Franco's life, which is truly inspiring. I mean, I was thinking, there were things that I was thinking about before this interview, and I really wanted to ask. I mean, for me, I think it's a bit silly for me to ask this question, but there's something that I would really want to know. What's the first, the feeling when you quit your job? I'm not sure if you quit your job all three jobs all together or one at a time, but that last job, when you quit your last job, what did you
it was
do
amazing.
the day after? What did you do the day after?
All right. It's like I never, like what I mentioned earlier. I never felt more human in my life. That day when I quit. So a night before, sorry, that last day that I was working at that hotel, I turned over my uniforms to the laundry
Yes.
area. People were saying goodbye to me, and there's this lady that I used to work with. She was very skeptical about what I was doing, and she was spreading, like bad news about this business, about myself in the
Mm-hmm.
hotel. So that day when she was at the laundry area, she's a laundry attendant. I gave my uniform to her, and she was like, "Where are you going?" I said, "This is my last day here at work." I said, "What? Really? Are you leaving us?" I said, "Yes." So why did you find another job? I said, "No, I am my own boss now." So that's what I
Yes,
do.
yes. What did she
And then
say?
her eyes, her jaw just dropped, and her eyes popped open. And when I was about to exit that door, at the hotel, she actually came running to me and she was like, "Oh, can you actually teach me, how to do this and blah blah blah, this kind of stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be happy to do it, but you need to have the right kind of mindset first.
Yes,
So you
yes.
have done a lot of things, you bout mouthed me and those kind of stuff. But if you're really willing, you know where to find me." So when I exit, when I left the hotel, I was waiting for the train to come by. I was just looking at it at the hotel, and it's like, I was just in tears, and I was telling
Yeah.
myself, "Marco, this is real. This is happening. Starting
Oh
tomorrow,
my
you don't have
gosh.
to wake up to an alarm clock." So the next day, since I was deprived of sleep and time, the next, I went to bed at around 1 a.m. because I celebrated a bit, with my housemates, with my cousins,
Yes,
and
I can imagine.
yeah, and then the next day I woke up at 11 a.m. And I never woke up in my life that late from the last 3.5 years because I would always wake up at 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. And that was the best. And I could take a bath anytime I want. I could eat the food that I want anytime. I can go back to bed again at any time. And that was just amazing. And I could go out anytime I want. I could go to the park. I don't have to miss the gym. I could call my family every time. I could be with them. And that was just amazing. And like what I mentioned, I never felt more human in my life. And I
Yeah.
never thought this. that these things were actually waiting for me at the end of this journey. And I'm glad that I took that leap of faith. And right now, that has been my life setting for the last 1.5 years. And I couldn't be more grateful every day.
And you know the best thing about this is that you don't have to wait for retirement.
Correct.
And nobody needs to kick you out. Like, you know, you'd never be jobless. You'd never have to worry about those things. And that's just the power that this business gives you, right?
And
You are now in control. I suppose that you were when you went to Canada, you were prepared to work for the next 30, 40 years of your life. But here you
correct.
are, a job quitter.
And there's this question that they always ask me: what if this is just a hype? What if after two or
Yeah.
3 years you have to go back to work? I always tell these people that I will never allow myself to go back to working because I know how it feels. How to
Yes.
become my own boss. But if there will be, worst comes to worst, and I have to be back at work, at least there was a point in my life that I've experienced. I became my own
Yeah.
boss,
You could tell
and
them this is my reality now, right?
and I and I got to enjoy the time with the family, and that's something that that 9 to 5 corporate setting won't be able to give you or gift you.
Exactly.
And at least I've
Exactly.
experienced that in my life. So, but anyway, I will
Wow.
never allow myself to go back to 9 to 5. And
And you never, I don't think you'd ever have to worry about that. So, thank you so much for sharing your story. I have here a few situational questions. You could say that. I prepared two what if questions for you, Franco. Okay, my first one being, what if today you are given $1 million, but you can only spend it on other people? You cannot spend it on yourself, right? And you
okay,
need to spend it in a day. How would you spend it?
you know what? One of the biggest dream that I had back then. This is something that I still want to fulfill. Though I can do it probably, but I'm trying to be careful with my expenses. But if I am given, is it $100 million or $1 million?
Just $1 million. That's still
$1 million.
a lot of
I
money.
I would actually go to a hospital and look for people who are not able to pay their bills.
And I
That's
guess with the
something that
situation.
I want to do. So I would go to the hospital and look for people who are not able to pay their bills because I know how it feels not to be able to pay their hospital bills, and they're doing it for somebody that they love.
Yeah, yeah. And I suppose, you know, being in the Philippines right now with what is happening, you can easily give it to a few people.
Right.
So God bless your good heart, Franco. Now, moving on to the next one. Um, what, you know, knowing what you know about the business, because you've been doing this for more than 2 years now, right?
Mhm.
What would you tell yourself if you had passed on this opportunity? If you can put that in two words, for example, you did not get on the business. You just passed on this opportunity.
Right. Okay.
If you can put it in two words, what would you say?
Probably I would use two. I'm not sure if it's a phrase. Yeah, but I think it's a phrase. It's what ifs and what could have been. I would tell myself those two words: the what ifs and what could have been,
Yeah, yeah,
because that's something that I really hated, and something that I don't want to live my life with. I don't want to live my life in what ifs and what could have been. And if I passed on the business or I did not take on the business, I would regret big time because I will never be able to be with my family this long, and I will never be able to fulfill my promise to them. That's the reason
yes,
why. That's the first thing. That's my first why. Why I actually moved overseas, because I wanted to provide more for them, and probably I will punch myself in the head. If I pass on this opportunity, or if I
exactly.
take on,
And
yeah.
you'd still be doing three jobs, I suppose, you know. But you know,
Or
with
probably right now I would have been unemployed because most of the people from our hotel got laid off.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah, and that's not a good situation to be in at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, you know, I know that there are a lot of people who are inspired by your stories. but
Mhm.
they're still skeptical. They're still unsure for some reason, for some unknown reason. What's your message to them?
For me, I think we owe that to ourselves to put an end to that question of
Yes.
what's waiting for me at the end of this business or at the end of that webinar. And people might be scared, and I can completely understand that because I was so scared about this business opportunity as well. But I did my due diligence, and I did my part into scrutinizing, the ins and outs of this business. And the thing is, it wouldn't hurt to watch that 90 minute complimentary webinar, and that's the reason why it's complimentary. Probably,
Yes.
you can trade your time. I'm sure everyone gets a dead time in a day, and if you could watch your favorite shows on Netflix, your favorite soap operas, might as well trade 90 minutes of your time. And this is the perfect time for you to learn something because it's pandemic. Most of you were forced to work at home. Most of you,
Yes.
most of the people are actually forced to stay at home and work from home and study from home. And this is the perfect opportunity for you to learn something. And you need to come out of this pandemic with the new skills, with the new learning, do something that scares you the most. And for those people who are working from home right now, I'm sure you already have an idea how it feels like to be working from home. Because right now you're with your family and you can still accomplish things with that kind of work setting. But in our
Yes.
business, the only difference is we may be working from home. We're actually not working from home. We're actually earning from home. And we can actually move places. I can be at the coffee shop today and still make money. I can be at the poolside today and still make money. I can be on the plane and still make money. So those are the
Exactly.
difference. And the thing is, we're not following any orders. We're not following any schedules. We can pick up the business as per our own pace. And this is the best time for you to learn. And if you're not going to try something that you haven't done before, you will always see the same results over and over again in your life.
Exactly. Yes. I
Most of
yeah.
you have dreams that you want to fulfill, and time is clicking, time is running.
It
And
is. It is.
and if at the end of that webinar you realize that it's not for you, we're not going to hunt you or run after you or chase you because that's not how the business
Definitely.
is. Yep.
Definitely. And like you said, you just have to educate yourself. There are a lot of opportunities out there, but I think in any business that you'd be starting, that's the first thing that you need to do is to
Right.
learn about it, educate yourself. Don't make any guesses. Some people are already judging the business without learning what the business is really about, right?
Right.
So don't worry, we are not going. This is 100% legitimate. Franco here has been doing this for the past 2 years, more than 2 years. I've been doing this
Right.
for the past 16 months. You can reach out to us directly. We are on different social media platforms, so you can look us up. Now,
And the thing then
before
is, it's the same concept, as if you're going to apply for a job. Once you are employed, you're going to attend the orientation, the briefing, and it's the same thing. It's because you wanted to learn something and you want to be good at it, and that's
yes.
what we actually teach people, right?
Exactly. We teach you everything that you need to know. That's why this business is amazing. I had no idea I'd be doing this. I wouldn't be
Me
live
too.
on social media interviewing people, but this is so important for me. This is my passion. I want to spread the message. I want to spread the word. I want everyone who's looking for an opportunity to watch this
Mhm.
because, there's another way. There's another way to live life. There is another way to
Right.
fulfill your dreams. And what
That's
we're
true.
doing is exactly giving us that. So I just want to break the ice. I know that you love traveling. I have a set of this or that questions for you.
Okay.
There's only a few. Okay, let's begin. Let's begin this. Okay. Would you like to travel by air, land, or sea?
Um, I've been traveling, by plane, by air, right? So I would like to travel by sea.
By sea this time.
Yeah, this time around.
Um, so when you travel, would you pick to travel for adventure or just to relax?
It's always, I've been relaxing for about a year and a half now. So for adventure this time, for adventure, yeah.
For adventure. Okay. So when you travel, do you like traveling by yourself or with someone or a group?
I am a solo traveler,
Solo
so
travel.
I love
That's
it.
great. Um, do you travel light or heavy? My guess is light, but can you just
Got
tell
it.
us?
You got it. Yeah, light.
You travel light. Now, because of your love for travel, I know that you've been to a few places, but what is your dream destination?
I want to go to Iceland
You want to go to Iceland. I think you want to see the Aurora Borealis.
and Blue Lagoon. Actually,
Oh, okay.
that's actually my dream destination.
Wow, wow. When do you plan to travel? I'm sure you can't wait.
You know, I was
Now
supposed
that
to.
you have all the time in the world.
I was supposed to last August of 2020, which was for my birthday,
Oh,
but
but
COVID. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Please show us photos when you get to that destination. So
absolutely.
thank you so much, Franco, for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your pains and struggles and
You're
what
welcome.
this business has brought you.
Welcome.
I This is the first time that I spoke to Franco. He didn't have to do this, but with the community that we have, we just help each other. We just help each other. So I couldn't thank you enough. And stay safe where you are. Take care, and we hope to hear from you again.
Thank you, Diane.
Bye.
Bye bye. Pleasure.